Hello folks, here's all the important things you need to know about Saber. You can use the timestamps below to skip around to the parts you want to watch. Trying to keep this detailed but short, so let's begin. Saber is a wind DPS that can be a hyper carry and excels in single target scenarios even though she is assigned to the destruction path. She also has a couple AoE attacks that hits all 5 enemies, but those are fairly weak compared to her focus attacks. The ultimate stands out the most, not just because she says the thing, but it also does insane damage against a single foe. After the main hit from Excalibur, there are 10 extra strikes that hit random enemies, but if there's only one target, her ultimate does 1380% damage on that one foe. But with great power comes great cost. Her ultimate costs 360 energy, beating the previous record of 350 by Aglia, and making Saber the highest cost in the game. But Saber's kit has ways to gain extra energy. She has a unique resource called Core Resonance, and this goes up mainly when other party members use their ultimate. You can see the number of Core Resonance stacked next to Saber's icon, but do not worry too much about that number. Instead, just look at the white part of her ultimate meter. The white portion is the extra energy saved up, and when that reaches the top, Saber can use her skill to cash out her resource and unlock a use of her ultimate, Excalibur. And after using Excalibur, Saber gets one use of an enhanced basic attack. You are locked into using this enhanced basic attack, but it's pretty strong, hits all enemies, and gives a skill point, so just think of it as a nice bonus. And another unique feature of her kit is her action advance. Whenever she gets enough energy to use her ultimate, Saber gets a 100% action advance to instantly make it her turn. You also get one free skill point from this advance, allowing you to always have a chance to use her skill, which in turn will let you cash out to use her ultimate. And this action advance resets and you get another chance to use it every time you use the enhanced basic attack, so this becomes a pretty easy cycle or rotation. In summary, here's the game plan. Have teammates that can provide energy regen, or have low ultimate requirements so Saber can get more core resonance. When you have enough extra energy saved up, cash that out with her skill to fill up her ultimate, then say the line and devastate the enemy. Saber is not perfect though. As mentioned at the start, she can hit 5 enemies at a time, but it's fairly weak compared to her single target damage. And even with the bonus energy from Core Resonance, she still wants teammates like Sunday or Bronya to let Saber gain more energy by getting extra turns, which can make the team quite SP hungry. For Saber's build, you want as close to 100% crit as you can. Remember, she gets 20% crit from her talent that will not show up in the menu. And you also want to account for other buffs that gives crit rate. If you are using Sunday, his skill adds 20% crit rate to his target, so instead of 100% crit rate with Saber, you only need 60% to show up on the character menu. So if you do have Sunday as a teammate, then instead of 80% crit rate, you only need 60% crit rate on the character menu with Saber. And after meeting the crit rate, go for as much crit damage as you can. For speed, you want 135 plus if you have Sunday or Bronya. If you're not using them, then the normal 134 speed will work. The 135 is a loose ballpark. The optimal number is to have one more speed than Sunday or Bronya or whoever is doing the action advance. And for main stats, you just want your normal DPS priority with a higher focus on crit rate until she hits the required amount, then all in for crit damage. For Relics, 4-piece Wave Strider and 4-piece Scholar are both about equal strength. Since Saber is considered a hyper carry, you should have 1 or 2 teammates to buff her. That means Wave Strider can easily have a 100% uptime. The catch is, these buffs need to have a targeting circle on Saber to count. Here's what they look like in-game. In this example, Adventuring skill and both Hyacinth skill and ultimate have the target circles that I'm talking about, so even though they're not single targeting Saber, it still counts towards the 4-piece Wave Strider bonus. But characters like Tribi does not count since her circle only targets herself and not Saber. If you do not want to bother maintaining buffs or don't have teammates that have the targeting circle, then go with 4-piece Scholar. They're both pretty much just as powerful, so use the one with better substats. For ornaments, Space Station, Inert Salsado, and Rutilant Arena are pretty much the same. Once again, use the pair with the best substats and gets you close to that 100% or 80% or 60% crit threshold that you want with Saber. For light cones, use her signature Thankless Coronation if you have it. Otherwise, S5 Fall of an Aeon from her to store is still very strong. If for some reason you don't have the free 5-star light cone, then go with Trail of Bygone Blood. But if you've been playing for a little bit, you should have the light cone from her to store. Ideal teammates includes way to advance Saber and give her more energy. That's why the best support is Sunday. He can do both of these things, but Sunday is in high demand and a limited character, so if he's not available, then go with Bronya. A secondary support can be any of the common ones like Tribi, Remembrance Trailblazer, Ran Mei, or even Silverwold with a really nice recent buff. And the last slot will be your sustain. The best sustain is Huohuo because her ultimate gives the entire team more energy, attack, and also adds towards the 4-piece Wave Strider. And more energy for the team means more core resonance for Saber, which leads to more ultimates, and so on and so on. If you don't have the scared Ghost Girl, then Hyacinth, Lingsha, Gallagher, or Ventrin can work as sustain. Or just add your best sustain available TBH. They're all pretty much ranked around the same if you do not have Ho-Ho. And that's about it. Simplified guide for Saber, but includes all her important tools. Thanks for watching, and as always, have fun out there, Trailblazer.